Some of you in the room right now, you are where you are, you're giving 60% when you have 120 in you. Why? Because you've never made a decision. Those of you in this room, you already there. Your problem is this is stuff you don't want to give up to go. Listen to me, pound for pound, any agent in the room, pound for pound, motivational speaker, pound for pound, entrepreneur, pound for pound, athlete, pound for pound, weightlifter, pound for pound, whatever you do, I guarantee you when you do it, nobody can do it like you do it. The problem is you don't hardly do it.
Welcome back to CFB Nation. I'm your host, Nino Brown. This is CFB Prime, and I got a special guest, my guy, 1/3 of the Craning Company, one of the best, not even just college football podcasts, but sports podcasts in general. And they've been dibble-dabbling a little bit of acting on the side there, you know. But my guy, Jake Crane, how we doing tonight, bud?
Man, I'm doing great. The best third of the three, the middle head of the Hydra. It's great to be with you, man, and great to see you down in Mobile at the Senior Bowl. It's like our annual get-together. But now, man, just excited about, going on into the new college football territory that we're entering.
That seems to change like on a daily basis. Every 24 hours, it's something new, right? I feel like the portal's never going to end. The windows.
No, it's not. It's just the coaching portal too. It never ends.
No, not at all. All right, we're gonna, the drill. Answer rapid fire real quick. Give me an answer to one of these 5 questions, each one of them 4 words or less. All right.
Okay.
The Vols will finish in the top blank next season with Nico.
15.
Ooh,
top 15.
I love it. All right. Will Caden Salter be in the Heisman Finals?
Like go to New York?
Yep.
No.
Okay. Billy Napier will be the first coach fired in 2024.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Harold Perkins Jr. will be the first defensive player selected in the 2025 NFL Draft.
No.
That one's spicy. Julian Lewis is better than any prospect in the previous 3 classes.
Ooh. Look, Nino, I mean, there's some D linemen in this class, man. Like I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this upcoming class, especially now that juniors can play at the Senior Bowl. I thought that was such a great addition. I thought it obviously added so much depth to an already deep event. So I don't think that's as crazy as what some people might think it is.
All right. Let's get into something that they just announced today. Officially announced it. I think it's probably one of the biggest hires ever in Boston College history. But Bill O'Brien is announced today as the head coach of BC. Do you believe it's the biggest hire ever? Which O'Brien will have more success in the end, Tom or Bill? And then I got a couple more questions to ask you in regards.
Yeah, you know what this feels like to me, and I know there are different circumstances. This feels like when, and this isn't a knock on Ole Miss basketball, but like Ole Miss basketball getting Chris Beard. Like it just this crazy storm of events had to take place for it to happen. And not saying that I think Bill O'Brien is too good for Boston College, but I think Boston College is definitely a 6 walking around that somehow pulled an 8.5 from the bar home. The Golden Knights.
Yeah,
where you break the code, you break the matrix. No, look, and I like some of the weapons that they return. I think Hafley was smart, honestly, making the decision that he did. Mm-hmm. But when I look at what Bill O'Brien's going to be able to bring to a guy like Castellanos, who's coming back, they have some pieces around him. We watched him run a lot of RPO stuff with Bryce Young, so it's in the repertoire, even though he's a more pro-style guy that's obviously been in the NFL a long time. So, look, he's going to put Boston College in a great position to win. The question is, and I will always have this question, whoever outside of a couple guys takes a job like Boston College or Wake Forest or a job like that, how well can you recruit? I'm not saying can you get 1 or 2 guys that can sneak around and go to the league, but can you do something like Louisville does, right? Can you evaluate so well that you're able to put a roster together every 3 to 4 years that can really make a run? And look, with Braum at Louisville now, not to move the goalpost, hell, it may be it may be a little bit more frequent than every 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, I'm with that. I was surprised, and year one, it was like, all right, well, it's on and popping for Louisville. Now with BC, there were comments made when he was at Alabama to about a quarterback that's got a similar style as Thomas Castellanos and Jalen Milroe. When he told him to go switch positions, do you think we could have a little bit of headbutting off the rip, or you think it's kind of he's learned this lesson? O'Brien is going to take what he's got.
Well, look, I think you're sitting in a little bit of a different chair when you're at Alabama, as opposed to Boston College. You're not working with the same canvas,
right?
Our opportunities. Oh man, Jalen Milroe, maybe it's not going to work out because we have Christ's kid coming in to play quarterback next year. But at Boston College, you got to kind of paint with the colors that you have, right? And when you look at a team, that's going to be kind of constructed like Boston College, one of the advantages they can have is the quarterback's ability to run. It kind of evens everything out, right? And I'm not talking just RPOs or just zone read action. When you run that true quarterback power or that power read, if the quarterback is the one running the ball, you can truly get a hat on a hat. So Bill O'Brien's got to play to every strength he has. And listen, about the Jalen Milroe comments, I've been a part of those conversations. I coached Division I football for over half a decade. I've got to know the context of the conversation. Like you've only heard one side of what was said. And look, some guys, and I'm not saying Jalen Milroe made this up. I don't think he did. But some guys need to be able to bring things to motivate them. I mean, we've seen some of the greatest of all time manufacture adversity, right? I mean, hell, Kirby had tried to have his team believing they were going 7-5 when the Avengers put together. So, I think you're in a different boat, but the context of that conversation, without me being there, I'd have needed to see how it went down.
I'm with it. Is there a chance that what are they going to do in this late portal sweepstakes? Like not this one that hasn't closed yet, but is there a chance they could strike gold in that small late window?
I mean, it's going to be tough. The way I kind of look at it is it's recruiting, right? Like that second signing period. Some guys are good enough where they can wait it out, but they're very few and far between. If you've got a guy jumping in the portal during spring, most likely something didn't go right? He didn't win the job, or maybe they brought in somebody else to compete with him at a spot. And maybe he didn't want to do that. So you're kind of limited. It's almost like what I call the second or the late signing period now in recruiting, because signing day's in December. So, look, that doesn't mean you can't go out and steal a guy. The real question is anybody at Georgia State worth taking right now? Because Auburn already got Robert Lewis, with their coach headed to South Carolina. Now their 30-day portal's open. But listen, this I think Bill, he's made lemonade out of lemons before at Penn State with that whole situation, and at Boston College, I think it's something where the Eagles fan base better be pretty excited.
Yeah, I think I'm liking how he's building the coaching staff. Right, they just brought in the gentleman from the DB's coach from Washington State. Right, they brought in the guy from the Patriots as well, Lewis, I believe. They brought him in as well. So like,
doesn't bringing in guys from the Patriots just make sense for Boston?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And the fact that he made the statement saying today in the press conference was they need to build a wall around New England and start recruiting all the good guys in New England and bring them to Boston College instead of letting everybody else steal our guys.
Yeah, well, all right. Well, there's 3 of them. Where are the other guys going to come from?
Yeah, well, at least keep the ones that we got, right?
I know. I'm just messing with you. I know there's good players up there. There's just a lot more concrete than grass up there, so a lot of them are hooping.
Yeah, I agree, but with the fact that Dante Reno was down the road in Connecticut, right, and he's going to South Carolina, we couldn't get him at BC when we have QB problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, maybe if Brian was there.
I like Castellanos though.
I do.
I like Castellanos
if they scheme him the right way. Well,
he's got some witch in him.
Yeah, he's got that Madden trigger to him. You know what I mean? He just clicks a button. Good luck trying to get him.
Yeah, he just does things that makes you say wow, and then other times you're like, it's either ow or wow with that guy.
Yeah. But I just got to scheme it right. Let's not throw plays 30 yards downfield when the guy can't really throw the deep ball.
For sure.
But all right, next topic I want to talk about, and it seems to be a reoccurring issue with everything going on. And I seem to say like now college football is a stepping stone, right? It's not like the fallback, the second option for the NFL. It's like, all right, I'm going to go here and then I'm going to go get the bag. Ryan Grubb to the Seattle Seahawks as the OC. And like we just said, the college football coaching carousel never stops. We get to see who the offensive guru really is Grubb at the ball. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the first thing you said, what I find interesting, and I talked about this on Craning Company, is like I think one of just the weirdest narratives out there is they're like, everybody's like, oh no, with NIL, man, all these college coaches, they don't want to coach college no mo. They want to go to the NFL. They want to do anything but coach college. And they're like, oh, look, Jeff Hafley left being the head coach at Boston College to be the defensive coordinator at the Packers. They're like, oh no, look, this Ryan Grubb is going to the NFL. This is what I laugh. Now, college coaches have been going to the NFL after they did really good forever. Like, I didn't see anybody panic when Pete Carroll or Jimmy Johnson or Barry Switzer or Urban Meyer or Nick Saban. I can go down the list of coaches that have won in college and then tried it out in the NFL. Steve Spurrier. The NFL is the highest level of football. I don't see y'all getting pissed when somebody goes from AAA to the majors. Like, we're acting like, oh my God, he wants to go to the NFL? This must be the worst. Oh, college football must just be burning down. No, that's not the case at all. I mean, you got Wink Martindale's coming back to Michigan. Right. That doesn't mean the NFL's going to hell in a handbasket. But at the end of the day, what the things that we should be talking about is in the coaching realm. And I'm going to get to your Kalen DeBoer answer in a second, but I want to make sure your audience hears me when I say this. One of the most interesting thing that's happening in the coaching world isn't guys going from college to the NFL or even the NFL to college. It's these new paths, or this new path that's being created, where a group of 5 head coaches, whether they be on the hot seat or not, are taking coordinator jobs at the Power 5 level, right? And then trying to get that Power 5 job through that, as opposed to the old-fashioned way where you go build up a group of 5, then you leave after the group of 5 is built up. And it's not just guys that are on the hot seat, right? It's not just Sean Elliott at Georgia State who's going to be on the hot seat next year. Sean Lewis was doing just fine at Kent State. Yeah, I mean, that man was doing wonders while he was at Kent State. Hell, they hung around with Georgia for 4 quarters, believe it or not. And he took the OC job at Colorado, gets demoted during the year, and then gets the head coaching job at San Diego State. Then we see Kane Womack, head coach of South Alabama. Kane wasn't in any trouble of being fired. They didn't live up to expectations this year, but Kane was definitely doing good things at South Alabama, and he takes the defensive coordinator job at Alabama. Now, the Chip Kelly thing was an anomaly. I just think that was a circumstantial thing with what was going on at UCLA. But I say that to say I think we are seeing, and we already saw with the Big Ten and the SEC, the dominoes that start to fall of the separation of the group of 5 and the Power 5. And I think you're seeing some of these group of 5 coaches jump ship to the Power 5 because it's happening in all different circumstances. But Kalen DeBoer, to answer the last part, Kalen DeBoer is an offensive mind. I'm not worried about the system. Talking to him down in Mobile, he talked about they're going to tailor the system to their personnel, which is smart. That's what smart coaches do. So I feel like you should, have to coach at least 2 years of high school before you do anything, because you have to adjust to your personnel. You don't just get to go out and really pick them. But losing Ryan Grubb hurts because he allows Kalen DeBoer to do all the other things. Now, that's not saying that Nick Sheridan won't do a good job. I think Nick will do a good job. But it's one thing to be the backup singer, and then the lead singer goes out, and you got to go up there and lead sing, and your vocals probably aren't as good. They're not bad. You know the words, but they're not as good. So they'll be fine. It just takes away from Kalen DeBoer being able to be the best version of a helicopter parent as a head coach.
No, all right. I'm with it. I like the lead singer, kind of like, when Van Halen swapped out David Lee Roth, and brought in the other guy. That was not the same, but it can still work.
Yeah, look, like some guys can sing cover really good, really good, right? But then all of a sudden you find out they're lip singing, and it's not really as good as the real thing, and then you're pissed, and then you wonder why you spent that $17, and what are you doing walking around downtown at 2:30 in the morning?
Absolutely, I love it. Speaking of walking around on 2:30 in the morning, things coming out of nowhere. Well, Herb Street, foul play with Dylan Raiola. Like I think. He backpedaled faster than Homer Simpson with his initial comments, right? He was into the bush.
Oh man, no, dog. He's Cooper DeJean with that backpedal, dog.
Yeah, he was out.
No, look, I got a lot of respect for Kirk Herbstreit. I really do. Number one, the dude grinds as hard as anybody. I mean, speaking about doing the NFL in college, man, that guy's on every night.
Yeah.
My first thing is I'm Kirk Herbstreit. Like, I'm texting Dylan's dad, like, man, damn, why'd you have to tell them that? Like, well, why'd you have to tell them that? Right. Like that, if that relationship's really like that, as close as what they were saying, My boys wouldn't go out there and tell ESPN in an interview that, hey, because you know what's going to happen, right? And I don't think it was some, scripted event, because we're in the talking season now.
Right.
But like, if I was, you call me up and you're like, hey man, it's, and I'll say this, it's not like Kirk told him to go to Ohio State. Because if it was me and Dylan Raiola's dad called, I'd have been like, oh, man, Nebraska, I don't know, but look, I heard what Auburn's got cooking down there, or something you really need to look into. So it's not like he sent him to Ohio State, his alma mater, but look, everybody has biases, right? Everybody, it kind of talks to people in a personal setting different. I just, again, like I'm throwing the friend flag on that. Like we gotta go just officially review what's going on, because now I can't tell you anything.
Exactly. I thought that was a confidence on the side, and now you're airing me out.
Yeah, it's like, what? Now I'm at Applebee's and I'm wondering, what underwear that you just that.
I look up and there you are talking about.
There you go. Is it cotton? Is it something cool I don't even know about yet?
Briefs,
yeah.
Briefs. Is it great?
Well, I thought we were in the trust tree.
Yeah, Now here's my other question, and I'm not trying to knock the kid, but it's kind of a little bit of a red flag to me, because he got trust issues, like a 50-year-old lady who's been on her 7th husband. Like, what's going on here? You got 3 different committals, 4 different high schools. What's the deal?
Look, I just need to know if any of his teammates showed up to his birthday party.
Right? Exactly.
Like, it's really got that vibe to it, right? Like, listen, I don't know the kid personally, but I need to know, when he hangs out with the boys, like, is he one of them? You moved a lot of high schools. I understand. I transferred to high school one time, but you look at the amount of times that he's moved, the amount of times that he flipped, and I'm working out for him. I just don't think that's a good precedent to set. I judge you based on your actions, right? And he's obviously bounced around. We'll see. Some guys bounced around a lot and it worked out. I tend to find that it doesn't work out nearly as much with guys that bounce around like that, but we'll see. He's talented. Yeah,
he's talented. We'll have to see. All right, this is a new one I'm gonna bring out here. And I can't wait to see your answer on this one. Talking quarterbacks and all this stuff. I want you to give me your college football quarterback Mount Rushmore.
Like of all time?
Of all time. Give me the 4.
Give me Cam Newton.
Woo!
How many's on Mount Rushmore? 4?
Yeah, I believe it's 4. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So give me Cam Newton. Give me Johnny Manziel. Give me
money, baby.
Talking about college.
Yep.
I got to go Tebow.
Okay. Yeah, one more. Chisel them out.
And then give me King Burrow.
Joey, huh? Yeah. All right.
I'm not Mahomes, man. Like to me, to be on Mount Rushmore, you got to win something. Right. Like all those dudes won the presidency. Like they won something. Joey B's got that natty. There's a lot of great ones out there, right? Yeah. But like you got to win one. I know Johnny Manziel. He's the only one that I have on there, but that didn't win one. But
Johnny over Baker.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
For sure.
It had a little more flash to him, huh?
Yeah, give me Johnny Manziel. Anybody that can do what he did to Bama when they were like that type Bama.
Yeah.
Like that's mad respect.
All right. I love it. All right, now we're gonna close it out with one last thing. We talked about Mobile, top of the show, and how it's kind of like our thing. Every year we get to go there and meet up and talk shop. But it was just 2 weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. Give us one player, offense or defense, that you think Mobile ignited the hype train for this player. I got a guy. I want to hear your guy.
Man, Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo is pretty good, dude. There's a lot of hype for him coming in, and I think sometimes when you are from a place like a MAC, it almost helps you sometimes. I know it's going to sound weird to people, but like if you're one of the chosen ones that they're hyping up coming out of that group of 5, it can almost be like a weapon. Like it, because everybody loves like an underdog story of a guy that shines at the Senior Bowl. A guy that I watched that I really, really liked was Ricky Pearsall.
Okay.
I thought Ladd was good. I worry about Ladd's health. Ricky, to me, he's not the best at anything. but he's one of the best at everything.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like the nuance in his route running, right? He's fast enough. He's strong enough. He can get off press. He can play inside and outside. I think he's a more capable blocker than what people realize. But his mental capacity and the way he's able to set up DBs and understanding how to press leverage, and you can tell his IQ is very high. He's very instinctual for spacing, which as a DB coach used to scare me to death. Some guys can just feel the space. And once they develop that chemistry with the quarterback, that's when, they start murdering you. But I thought he was the complete package, man. I was really, really impressed watching him. And then Darius Robinson from Missouri. You realize these guys are big, but some guys just wear 6'5" different.
Yeah.
That dude looks like he looks like a refrigerator. But he can bend. My question was, how well does he bend? I was watching him go through the defensive line drills, watching him run the hoop, watching him go through the bags. His ability to play with good leverage at that size is something you don't find. And I thought he was in good shape. That was another thing. I thought his I'm trying to say this the best way I can. I thought his body looked good. I thought he wasn't carrying around any bad weight. So he's a guy I think really helped himself.
All right, I'm with that. Like I said, Mitchell, I feel like is like the easy one, right? Because he had the buzz coming in, and then right off the rip, they won probably first rep, knocking that ball down. Everybody was like, ooh, and then it just continued to grow. For me, I'm gonna go with a guy that the school didn't have really a good year. That their coach got fired because he's an idiot and likes to lie to players. And Arnett and Will Rogers didn't do as well as Thor. I'm gonna go with this guy, Nathaniel, Watson, linebacker out of Mississippi State. He was one of the guys defensively for me that every single day he just got better. Like start off the day, the first practice was kind of like just going through the motions. As the practice went on, he got better. The next day he was locked in. Day after that, he was causing chaos in the backfield. Like I watched him pass pro drills. He was running through the running backs. He had no problem, and it seemed like he got some coverage skills in Mobile. He wasn't known for being a great coverage guy. He was just all over the field at a high motor. I just think he's going to be a guy that's going to boost his stock coming out of Mobile.
Yeah. To stay at the linebacker position, I think Peyton Wilson's a guy I'm really excited about to watch him. He's thicker than what I thought. He looks not that he's kind of wiry, right? When you look at him, but you talk about instinctual, and I mean he beats you to the spot. He runs well, but he's so good. He has such good vision in the box. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Briscoe. When they used to put Briscoe in the box, but he's bigger than he is. And then the linebacker out of UTEP.
Trice Knight.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
I tell you what.
Yeah, it's my guy.
Dude's gonna play for a while. He's just a guy that all of a sudden you look up 3 years from now, and he's like playing for the 49ers, and you're like, dear God.
Yep.
Like this guy's just running through guys like bad chicken. But then you look in the secondary, physical wise. I know I talked about Darius Robinson. Was there a more impressive physical specimen at that whole Senior Bowl that wasn't an offensive or defensive lineman other than James Williams from Miami?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that guy,
like a linebacker. He's like a linebacker.
He's like a small forward, Nino. Forget a linebacker. I thought the dude was going to go get a rebound and start the fast break.
That dude's got think about it. It's him and Kitchens in that secondary.
And you wonder why Miami. You're like, God, Lee, man, Miami's still in this game. I wonder how.
That's
because these creatures are out here running around, and he can open his hips pretty well. He's going to be a down safety, right? He's going to be a guy you can put at nickel. But rushing the passer, I mean, good God,
good luck.
Dude's longer than a Harry Potter book.
Absolutely. Hey, the guy I liked in the secondary that kind of opened my eyes. I saw him a little bit, in the season, but he's a local guy, but he's a ruckus, so it's not really the big was Max Mellon. Like, he can play everywhere. Got that special teams, skill to him, but like he can play in the box, he can play in the slot outside. Like he can float. He's hooked to your hip like a carabiner. That dude don't get anybody get easy reps. So Melton climbed the board for me.
No, and who is? Let me ask you this, Nino. This is what we always talk about the guys who are like, wow, like look how big this guy was, how well he moved. Who were some of the guys that were like even smaller than what you thought? Because I got 3 that were way smaller than what I thought they were, or what I thought they were going to be.
He's my guy, but Spencer Rattler was a little small.
Dude, that's one of mine. I mean, buddy bald.
Yeah.
I love Spencer. I think Spencer's a great story.
Yeah.
But man, he's short. Short, but Like on TV, that camera angle's helping him out.
Jacob Cowing, holy moly, bro! Like, I was eye level.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, the two guys. Cody Schrader's a lot smaller than what I thought.
Yeah, but he's wide, dude. It's just
I mean, yeah. He is a member. I'm trying not to be disrespectful, but like wide, I guess. Like he would be, the biggest member of the Lollipop Guild.
Yeah,
that's what.
Like Isaiah Davis was bigger than him, right? Yeah,
dude. Ray Davis is another one. But see, again, at running back, you can get away with that.
Yeah.
You can get away with that. I almost want that. Like all of a sudden, you put him behind like that thing from Marshall that was playing guard.
Oh no, Ethan Driscoll,
bro, that dude. When that dude stood up out of his stance, like I had already figured out 3 ways to escape. Like if something went down, like if he just lost control.
Hey, Jared Wiley from TCU. Oh, I needed a ladder to interview the guy, and then it couldn't have been a 3-step ladder. I needed a full bore ladder.
Tree, absolute tree. Yeah. Dude, there were some good-looking tight ends, man. That dude from Minnesota is an absolute just...
span forward, right?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, that dude's just put together by just, like, fireplaces.
Bro, hey, your brother's question of is he more handsome than Sam Hartman?
That was the funniest thing.
I almost spit my whole drink out as soon as I saw that clip.
Blaine just, like, we were interviewing all the players, and at some point, like, Blaine would always ask them, like, if they thought Sam Hartman was better looking than he was. And it was... because he is. I mean, Sam Hartman's way better looking than my brother is. But like that hurts him personally. So it was fun as his older brother to watch the hope leave his eyes every time he'd ask a question.
They tried to help him out. Even
a couple. Well, one of the guys we coached, Kyrie Jackson, said yes just because he's nice. And then Spencer Rattler said yes because he's a good dude.
Peyton Wilson was like,
yeah, no, dude. Yeah, Peyton Wilson was like, listen, man, none of us are better looking.
Hey, speaking of Peyton Wilson, I love it. Like the fact that he can this year showed that he can run with tight ends, right, and cover them, and running backs coming out of the backfield, and the health concern was kind of gone, right? 2 years of having season-ending injuries. I think he's him and Cedric Gray, although Cedric Gray kind of backed off a little bit for me at the Senior Bowl, but I like them as the most well-rounded backs in the class. But we'll have to.
The injury concern is something you always got to think about. But I think those are 2 guys that are going to have a chance.
Yeah, I'm with it. My guy, I appreciate you. I know you're a busy man. Let the people at home know where they can find your content, what you got coming on.
Definitely, Nino. Was always a good time coming out here and chopping it up with you, my friend. Look, if you watch your shows, the easiest place is YouTube. It's Crain & Company, CRAIN and Company. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that stuff. We go live each weekday morning, 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central. We have live calls and a live chat. But if you can't catch us live, that's okay. First off, I forgive you. And second off, it stays up there for, until the meteor hits. So, but no, Nino, it's always fun. My wife made some Reese's cookies. So I'm about to go down there and nobody needs to look me in the eyes for about 6.5 minutes.
Enjoy yourself. I got the black rifle hat on. I know that you guys got that.
Promo code Booster. There it is.
There it is. Hey, it's CFB Nation, CFB Prime. Blow the damn whistle. We're out of here.